Hello my lovelies, Rob here from Kickback Garage, and we've got Hans with us, finally. We've got a bit of a plan of attack here on the Rustoration, but yeah, anyway, go grab a cup of coffee, we'll talk about all of that afterwards. Hello my lovelies, Rob here from Kickback Garage. We are cracking on with the Series 1 build. The parts arrived after 5 weeks of waiting, and now we have to get this thing into the scooter. So what I thought I'd do today is run you through the problems, the hitches that you might get fitting a 5-speed gearbox. Interested? Grab a coffee and I'll see you after the intro. Let it rip. Messing around with these cameras, batteries going flat.
Markerte det med regn, alle sprang I lag og ville komme under tak. Ingen av oss merket at du hadde fart ifra. Hvorfor valgte du å dra? Hvem I faen kunne se den komme? Da høsten tok over, sa vi hadde bratt lass.
So Hans has bought a undercoat so that we can protect the rust on the bottom of the body here. I think the plan of attack today is, we've got loads of little small jobs. He's got the number plate, which is really nice. Like in the UK, they're the opposite colours, but this is the original number plate. Obviously, the number plate itself, it's the original number from this scooter. So we want to fit that. We want to fit the bracket for the seat, maybe the rear rack. We've got a cool rear rack for this one, original one. But what I'm most interested in is if he can get cracking on and do the undercoat bit, maybe we can put on the leg shields, because I find that a little bit difficult by myself. So if we're two and we do that, then we're seriously cooking on gas. Did you bring the tank?
Yeah.
We're going to do something with the tank as well, hopefully. Because the thing is, we got the keys now from Swiss Tony.
Yeah, Swiss Tony and from
Gem Booth.
Yeah.
So the key for the ignition has come. So we're not far off being able to fire this up, but I doubt it'll be this video, but we'll see. So you're just going to have to keep watching if you want to see how far we come. Right, now that I have started to put the scooter together, I actually got some bench plus. Check it out. Nice. This was a right mess, so I've cleaned up a little bit. What I thought I'd do while Hans is doing some shitty jobs, I'm going to do some fun jobs. I want to show you the carb that I bought for this. This is, it looks like a Delotto, but it is not. It's one of the cheap ones, the YSN 30, which is, to be honest, they're exactly the same as a PHBH 30 Delotto, but the slide has a slightly longer pin that centralizes the slide. So if you want to fit original Delotto slides, you have to take away the pin or modify the pin slightly. This is ethanol resistant plastic instead of being metal. What other difference are there? Nothing really. That's about it. On all the Delotto parts that you can buy online or at your local pusher, they sell parts. They fit straight in all the other Delotto stuff, the main jets and the pilots and stuff like that. Yeah, and if you're worried about buying a cheap carb, this is the one that I've got in the TS1, and it's just been working fine. And actually, the last 3 builds I've used these, and I haven't had any problems whatsoever. So don't worry about that. It's half the price. You could probably buy twice as many of them, but I just haven't had any problems. Stop blabbering. So what I thought I'd do is strip this quickly and see what jets it's got, and we're going to jet it to the RT 195 engine, which is now 198, is it, with a 60 stroke. Yep, let's go. Right, my lovelies, I have stripped. Listen to that sound. It's the sound of hands working. It's just something to enjoy. Anyway, so I want to get this done, and I can help Hans. But yeah, so this carb, the YSN, came with an AS266 atomizer. I know the Germans really like these, and I've seen a lot of people use them, but it's sort of an unknown quantity to me. So I will be fitting a AV 266, which I reckon will be perfect on this motor. It comes with an X2 needle. That what I like to use on these is because Arne, the lad in the club, he's got a CST3, which performs pretty much the same as the BGM Clubman Sport, which Hans has got on his TV. So I'm going to use the jetting that I used on that, and that seems to run really well. And that is we're going to swap out the AS266 to an AV266. We're going to change out the needle from an X2 to an X13. I also have, if you think that it's a bit lumpy in the mid-range, also have these really nice needles from MB Scooters. They were actually a great addition to your needle toolbox. And that's these in between. So we've got an X13, an X7, X13, X13, X2. So they're really good. So but we'll start it off with the X13. Sliders are 40. With my experience, I think non-reed engines, which this is runs better on a 40 slide. The ones we reed, I think it's something to do with fueling. Mine at least, both of them, and the TS1 are on 45s. But I tried a 45 on a RT195, didn't like that. It felt a little bit weak, actually, right at the beginning of the throttle. It comes with a 250 float, which is adequate for this engine. Personally, I prefer 300, but I think we're clutching at straws there. It's not going to empty that float ball. It also comes with a 55 pilot, and a good result, it comes with a 125 main, which is what I've been using on the Sport exhaust, the BGM Sport. Might be able to go down on that once it's run it in. Another thing I do before you go is these carbs, actually, they come with, if you buy a Deloto, it's very often that they come with a flippy choke. These come with the cable actuated choke from out the box, which is good. But what I like to do is, and I do that on Delotos as well, I like to put 90-degree bends on both, because it just doesn't, so you don't get conflict with your toolbox and stuff like that, and you can actually use on the RT the original routing for the cable, which is very nice. So I use these 90-degree bends on both the throttle wire and on the choke. Right. Let's put this together and we'll crack on with something else. Right, Hans has been a really good lad. He has painted the underside of this with some what did you use? Is it this one?
Yeah.
Stone chip protection.
Yeah.
And that's it. That works really well. But what car system it's called?
Yeah, I bought it in Bil Extra.
Yeah, okay. That's
yeah.
Like a typical sort of Halfords type place.
Yeah.
But that works really well, and it dried fast.
Yeah.
So that's good, and that should protect the underside, because we're going to hopefully keep this for a while. Next job, let me do some wobbly cam. Hans loves it when I say wobbly cam. This is what the carb looks like. Top tip. When using these YSN carbs, actually works with, if you've got if you put a 90-degree bend on the choke, you don't actually have to adjust the wire. So this is the original length on the wire, so I didn't have to do any adjustments or anything. That is bloody brilliant, to be honest. Yeah, and what have you done with the... Where's the tank, Hanseman?
It's here.
Let's have a look. We can't really... It's going to be really hot. We can't show that in the... No, the thing is... because we do the same as you guys do, and we watch YouTube, we saw this guy who used, was it white vinegar?
Yeah,
white vinegar.
White vinegar.
Yeah.
I think it was 12%.
12%?
12%, yeah.
And 2 weeks?
Yeah, for 2 weeks. But they didn't have nothing in it. They didn't have bolts or nuts or nothing in it. So
just let it soak in?
Yeah, I just tried the same, and it didn't do nothing.
Because when you because when you came with this, it was really rusty.
It was even worse now.
Yeah, than it was before you started. Yeah, okay. So what did you do then? While I was messing around with the carb, you did something fancy there. It's really hard to see, but it is shining in there. Yeah. It looks really, really good.
I used this Ferrobet.
If I put it up there.
Rust remover.
This one, can you see that? So you bought that, and what did you do with that? Did you mix it with the water or anything?
No, I just Just poured it in,
Okay.
and put 20 nuts in, and shook it for. It wasn't long, just 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
Yeah, you weren't gone that long.
No.
Oh.
And rinse
I'm
it
really
with,
impressed.
Rinse it with water, dry it with your heat gun, and it looks.
Looks like new in
Perfect.
there. Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, so you dried it out with a heat gun, and with the old heat gun in there just to dry it out, and we fit a new petcock, and that means we can fit the tank.
Yeah.
That's really cool. It's starting to look like a scooter.
We can start it off.
I'm starting to, but we have to do the boring jobs before we start it up, I think.
What?
But I think we can. Yeah, you can't. We can't.
Yeah.
Cool. Then let's put this in. I don't know how he did it, but Hans has lost one of the special bolts to the tank straps. I promised them I wouldn't tell anybody, so be quiet about that. Hans, can you move? As in, when I put the tank in it, it's a lot easier putting the tank in without the air filter box. Yep. But can you adjust those rubbers so they're stuck in? Mine are in on my side, so they're in the stops.
Oh yeah.
You can see they move themselves. Yep. Right, Taylor. I think that's the easiest tank I've ever fitted.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, can you move it? I think it's sitting solid. There's no point overdoing it. I have actually had these straps, tank straps, come from Casa Lambretta, but I've actually had some for the big 3/4 tanks. I've had those snap.
Really?
Yeah, so I had to buy new ones last year on one of mine. That's really nice. I like the fact that when you fit the original tank, that you don't have to do anything with the petrol lever itself. It just clears the front here, same distance away from the loop as the choke. So if I turn that off, I can tighten that. And we really want to stick some petrol in, mostly just to preserve the tank more than anything. But if we get the leg shields on, I might be able to fire it up. And I want to give you a present.
Ooh, really?
Yeah. I want to give Hans a present. These are the new measuring devices with the new cap and Viton seal so it doesn't leak, because yours was buggered.
It was leaking like...
because I've got two of these. I bought these. They're really handy because you can see how much petrol you've got in, which is nice. For some strange reason on Lambretta tanks, you can't. It's really hard to judge how much you got in, and then you fill it to the top, and you're like, "Oh shit, I should have had some two-stroke in there." But anyway, these don't fit on my two unoriginal tanks. Nope. It's a bit tight, but it fits. Then go so can't you tip?
Yeah.
But, you got it to fit. I think we'll throw some petrol in there. Just put some, about half a litre, and we can see if it. Seems to be. Yeah. I think you can just fill it up with that. It is red, isn't it? You'll see that. I think I've got two-stroke oil in there. But yeah, it's a nice one. That makes a change. No dramas. Like I said, you have to come here more often.
Yeah.
How much is it for 5 litres of petrol? It's about
I think it's
£360 or something now.
Yeah. You've been to England to buy this petrol, right?
So there's 5 litres in there, and it's a 7 litre. It's a 7 litres original.
7 litres.
Mm.
It's a small tank.
And that's good because after we've messed around with getting rid of the rust and stuff and washing it through, it's good to fill it up so it doesn't come any more rust. So that's nice and tight, looks good. And then I use this. This is my favourite petrol line. I use this on my BSA as well, and it doesn't go brittle like a lot of the other ones. Right, because Hans couldn't wait, Normally you do this like on the last video, but what I reckon is he's booked an appointment to show this to the DVLC or our equivalent, so that he may be able to make clock a run. We haven't put the leg shield on, but let's do a tiny little bit of wobbly cam. I'll run you over here, full farts. He really wants to start this up, and the nice thing about that is it's handy being two if we strobe it. So we fit the original seat. We bought a cover from Rimini, Lambretta, and that was really cheap, wasn't it, Hans?
Yeah, I think so.
How much did it cost with postage to Norway?
I don't know with postage. It was just above 3,000.
300 euro.
No, 252.
Okay,
I think it was euro or... Yeah, it was euro, not pound.
And then 20% tax on the top. But anyway, because the thing is, we want to keep this wide back seat. It's going to be a little bit shiny with a new cover, but the only people that had them in stock, because they're made by Casa Lambretta, the only people that had them in stock was Rimini. And the thing is with Rimini is they don't take away the VAT. So when you go in and have a look at the prices of Rimini, you have to, if you're in the UK, they take away 25% already when you go and have a look at the prices. So add 25% on that, add another 25%, and postage is horrendous.
And you pay, I think you pay VAT on the
postage as well. Yeah. And as you can see, we have also fit the rear rack, the original one. I think that looks cool. So we've actually been messing around with stuff we weren't going to mess around with. Yeah, and the handlebar we fit as well, obviously. Yep. This is a little bit shiny. We had to buy, because the old one was absolutely knackered. Well, we bought a really shiny new one from... don't go away from me. Stay there. Bought a new one from Casa Lambretta. It fit perfectly, no problems. We plugged it all in. Yeah, but you got a headlight rim.
I have the rim. It's been crashed, so it's very bent. So I will try to bend it up just a little bit and try to shine it up a little bit. Yeah,
and if not, you could... I've got one of these Casa Lambretta rims with a bit of... You can see some rust on the side. I think it's probably about 5 years old or something. Yeah. So that's a possibility. You can take that with you home. Yeah. And now we're going to try and see if we can start her up and strobe her. Yeah, and then that looks like it's going to... And then it'll fuck off, and it gives me all the hard jobs again by myself, which is okay. Nothing I'm not used to. It's all right. I don't mind. Sort of. No, you was actually pretty helpful today, Mr. Hans.
Oh, thank you.
Sort of ish. You know, we have to encourage him. Maybe he'll come back down again one day. But now he's sort of running out of time. You see. So then, we got the key. So we've got the ignition key. So I think you have to hold it while I start it. So if you just put it all the way over, and then we can put the choke on.
Yeah.
That works. And keep an eye out on the
fuel.
Definitely
it's going
all the way in.
Clean and nice.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah. No
shit in there. You did a good job with the tank, you did. And that was actually something we weren't going to mess around with today, and that worked out really well. When you ride this, Hans, it's best to have it on reserve all the time.
Okay.
Because the problem is, if you put it... Because on these, this is off. That is... on,
okay,
and that is reserve.
Oh yeah.
But we put them in reserve because if we're belting over to your house on the dual carriageway, and you run out of fuel, they can seize if you run out of fuel because you've got no cooling or anything there.
Yeah, I remember.
So we'll try. I'm going to put the brake on. Maybe after we adjust that, I'm going to see if I can manage to kick it over. If you hold it. I think it's best.
Not in gear, no?
No.
No.
Definitely not in gear. Let's see if we can get some life into it. I might have to put it down, actually. It's moving around. Oh, that was definitely...
Come on.
Was there any lights?
Yeah.
Yeah, did we get some lights as well?
Yeah,
nice. Yeah. Oh, that's a good sign. Right, let's see. Wants to, doesn't it? It's just come on. It's not doing anything now. I think maybe it's flooded a little bit.
Okay.
Is it doing something, Noah?
It did. Yes.
Yeah, it's doing something. Hey! Sounds nice.
Fantastic.
Sounds nice.
Yeah.
Just watch out for that hose.
Yeah, yeah. Oh.
Sounds really nice. Ooh. Oh, nice one. Yeah. Well, we know it starts, so yeah, that's fantastic. It sounds really nice. I really do like those BGM Sport Clubmans.
Yeah.
Because they give you almost expansion type of performance, and they're not too bad on the ears. And the smell. This has been a long time since I smelt the Castrol two-stroke oil. That was lovely. So what I think we're going to do now is we'll say goodbye, I think, because I'm going to do some boring stuff. We're just going to strobe the engine. Maybe I have to move the starter, and then Hans can be on his merry way. And it's just like small bits to do. But did we check the lights? We'll do that afterwards. They did come on, didn't they? Yeah, we can check that. We can't check. Obviously, can't check the rear brake because that's dingling around there. So it's yeah, that's really cool. So we're definitely getting there, and we might be able to get him out on Clocker Run. Once I'm going to do a little video once I've put all the bodywork on and stuff like that. Give you a run around it. Start it outside. We'll ship it up to Hans. He'll get it tested. We'll get it on the road. And then hopefully early spring, I can borrow it for a little ride and tell you what I think about the ride. Is that all right? Is that a deal?
Of course.
Yeah, and that'd be really, I'm looking forward to that. So if you want to support the channel, don't forget, give me a thumbs up. You can give me the thumbs up as well if you want. Thank you.
You get two.
2 thumbs up. Nice.
Yeah.
Don't forget to subscribe as... is it 67% of those that follow my channel are not subscribed? Because I think you're old cronies, really. I think they're old people. Anyway, like us, but even older than us, like dinosaurs. And yeah, I love you and leave you. We'll see you all in the next one. Ta-ra!